What's going on, people? It's been a while, but I'm back. For all you haters, I hope you missed me. Today, we're doing the away kits for the new Premier League season. I'm going to go from 20th to 30th place, from bottom to top. Without any more chatting, let's get into it. In at number 20, I've gone with Man City's away effort here. It's horrendous. You've got the white with these kind of, I don't know if they're, would you describe it as sort of off slanted diamonds, with this horrible kind of, it looks like orange in the picture, and then this kind of burgundy, it's just not a good mix. It really looks like something your grandma would wear. It's just horrible. I don't understand what they're doing with this and the attempt and what they were trying to go with, because it's absolutely horrendous. Hence why it's at the bottom. It would have been alright if it was white and some other colours, I think, but I'm not a massive fan of the collar. I'm not a massive fan of the orange or that burgundy. I just think it's ugly. Horrible attempt from Puma and City. 20th place. In at 19th, we've gone with Bournemouth. The blue on blue. The sort of navy darker blue with the light powder baby blue. The Daffabet sponsor I'm not a fan of. I think it's a bit big and just a bit ugly. I don't like the patterns with the lines on it. I don't like that kind of stencil look either, with the shoulders and the torso bit getting separated. Yeah, I think there's too much going on with this, even though it's only 2 colours. 3 if you include the kind of white, and 4 if you include that kind of grey on the badge, that grey kind of shade. But I think it'd have been better if they'd have stick to a more simpler template and just design and not add the lines on it. Not a fan of it. 19th place, Bournemouth. 18th place then, I've gone with Nottingham Forest. It kind of looks like something you'd see in a charity shop, if I'm honest. That kind of training wear top. Again, the lines for me ruin it. I think it'd have been better if it was, even straighter lines would have worked better for me. But that wavy kind of lines, I'm not a fan of. I think the Adidas logo and the Forest badge on the front with the dark, that kind of navy again, it works if it was just on a white, I think. But I don't think it works with them lines on it, and for me that's what ruins it. As I said, it looks cheap, it looks rushed, it looks uninspiring and not creative. Not a fan of it. Nottingham Forest, 18th. 17th place, I've gone with Brentford. Similar to the Forest one, with that blue on blue, and the Bournemouth one with that blue on blue. But I think they've done it slightly better. It's just a bit simple. There's not a lot going on with it. But that's why I have it above the likes of a Forest and a Bournemouth, because I think their patterns they tried to go with ruined it. And whilst this is not much better, I think they've kept it simple enough. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of it, because hence why it's so low. But that is why I've got it in 17th, ahead of the Forest and the Bournemouth one, in similar shades of colours, because they've kept it more simple. They haven't gone with too much pattern, and I think it works slightly better. I like the Brentford badge on it as well, and the Umbro works with it. The Hollywood Bets logo is not fantastic, but I think it works enough, and then they got that kind of star above it. I think they did okay, but not brilliant. Brentford, 17th. 16th, I've gone with Aston Villa. Again, bit simple. I like the new badge they've gone with this season. The Castore sponsor I quite like since they've come into the game. But I'm not a fan of that sponsor on the shirt. I don't think it looks very nice with the sort of baby powder blue for the shorts and the socks. With that is a white. Not a fan of it. I do quite like their home kit. If you haven't seen where I put that, go check the home kit rankings, because I had it a lot higher than this away attempt. Just not a fan of it. I think it's ugly. I don't like the sponsor. Not great. Aston Villa, 16th. 15th place, I've gone with Wolves. They actually won the home kit ranking video, if you haven't seen it. But I'm not a massive fan of this. I tell you what does work though, is the fact that a lot of the Wolves team are Portuguese, and they've got the red and the green like Portugal have for their kits, so I feel like that's not by mistake and why they've brought it in, and even the yellow shades. But I don't like the pattern again on it. It's not terrible, but I'm just not a massive fan of it. A lot of people like this one, and I've seen some people have this as their favourite away. But for me, I think there's too much going on with it. Too many colours, too much pattern. And not a massive fan of the stencil layout of it either. So, yeah, it's okay, but, yeah. 15th for Wolves. 14th place, I've gone with Luton Town. You've got that sort of orangey strip down the side that with a badge on top of it for the Luton badge, which I think is okay. And then the rest you've got the white and the kind of navy blue. Not a fan of the sponsor though, to be honest. I think the Umbro works well with that naviness to match up with the sleeves and the neck. I think it would have been better though if it was just white and that navy without that stripe down. I know it's a kind of a signature of what they've got going on with their home kit as well. It's not terrible, but again, it's not great. 14th place, Luton Town. 13th place, I've gone with Manchester United. You got that kind of green with the red pinstripe on it with the white over it as well with the stripes. The Adidas logo in white with the team viewer in white. It looks a little bit like a sweet wrapper or something to me. When I first saw it, I kind of liked it. But then after looking at it a bit more and studying it a bit more, I'm not a massive fan of it. Don't get me wrong, there's more on here that I've got lower, obviously, but yeah, it just looks a bit, something about it that I'm not a massive fan of. It's not horrendous, but it's not great. I'd have preferred it without the white on it. I think it'd have been better with the green and the red, or even the green and the white without the red, but with 3 colours in there, I think it's too much. I think it's overload. Yeah, there's something about it. It just looks very like 60s or something to me, and I just don't like it that much. 13th place, Manchester United. In at 12th, we've got Liverpool with this kind of window design with the green and the white and the black. But I do quite like the black of the green and the white with the balance of it. I'm not a massive fan of that window kind of panel effect, but I think it works well enough. You've got the black on the sleeves and the neck, which I think balances it better, and the black night tick over the green. And then similar on the other side, you got the Liverpool badge in black over the white. I think black and white pretty much works all the time, so I think that helps them in this. And I'm not a massive fan of it, but again, it's not terrible. It's definitely not as good as the home kit though for me. And I like green. Green's my favourite colour, but again, the window panel design on this ruins it for me. But I think the white and the black works well, and even the green and the black works well. But again, 3 colours, bit of an overload, and that window panel ruins it for me. So 12th for Liverpool. 11th place, I've gone with Crystal Palace. I like the white, and then I like that kind of, I don't know what you describe that blue as, but I really like that shade of blue. And then you got the purple with the sponsor, which I think actually works quite well. It's not best placed on there. It looks a little bit big and just slapped over that sash design. And the black over the blue and the white is a little bit of an overload. I think if it was just blue and the white, it would have been better. But I think it works well enough. They could have gone a bit smaller with the sponsor on the middle with that cinch and took the black out of it for me. I think that would have worked better if they'd have kept the sponsors to the blue and the white. But I think it works well enough. I don't think it's great, but I don't think it's terrible. Hence why I've got it nearly at mid-place, 11th place, Crystal Palace. 10th place then, I've gone with Everton. They've got that stake sponsor in the white, which I think it kind of works, but it's a bit big. If it was a bit smaller, it'd work even better. I do quite like the design on this with the stripes, and then you got these kind of jagged effects down the stripes inside with the kind of navy blue. The white Hummel, I think, works well. It's a good size. And then you got the badge for Everton, which probably looks a little bit too big for me, but I think they get away with it. The navy and the red, I think, works a lot, and it pops. And then that white pops as well. I think the sponsor of the stake, though, itself could be a bit smaller and it'd work even better. But I do like the colours on this. I do like the balance of it. And I think, even though they've got 3 colours on this, I think they got the balance and the design of it right. So, halfway place, 10th place for Everton. Pretty good attempt. 9th place, I've gone with Fulham. Recently released this one, very bright. You got the black and the bright pink. It's like a neon pink. I like it a lot. I like bright colours, and this one definitely pops, and I think throughout the season it will when you're watching them on TV. Can't mistake who it is, because there's no other team that have got this brightness in their kit for the away sides. I like it a lot. It's pretty simple. That'd be the only thing I'd have to criticise it against. But I think it works pretty well. The black and the pink, they haven't gone too overcomplicating it. Not too complex, but I think if they'd have added, I don't know what they could have added to get it higher up the list, but I like it regardless. It's bright, it's pink, and you got that black on there as well. So for me, it's a pretty good attempt. 8th place, I've gone with Burnley. Again, bright colours. You've got a kind of pink on the W with a sponsor. You got the bright yellow on it, and then you got the kind of burgundy shade of red on there, and then you got the badge in yellow and burgundy as well. Bit of black on the stripe, down that stripe over the badge, or behind the badge, with that kind of burgundy and black as well. Different shades of a sort of burgundy and pink on the W for the sponsor. I quite like it. I like the brightness of the yellow. I'd have preferred it if it was yellow and that kind of lighter pink on the W without the burgundy, but I get why they did it. I think it works well enough. Again, it will stand out on the pitch. Good attempt from Burnley, 8th place. 7th place, I've gone with Brighton. I like their kits most years, even if it's, I like the away one and not the home one, or the home one but not the away one, or even a third. But, as I said, green's my favourite colour. I love Brighton's badge anyway. There's the design with a seagull. I think it works well with the white and the black over the green on that, with the black surrounding it. I think the stripes and the thickness and the balance of the stripes is good. The American Express in the white, I think it works well enough. It would have been better if it weren't a block, but I think it still works well enough. The black night tick over the green with the thin stripes of pinstripes of the white there, with the green on the sleeves and the neck, and then the black for the shoulders. I think it's a very good balanced shirt. I considered having it even higher on the list, but there's a few I put ahead of it. But I do like it a lot. If I was a Brighton fan, I'd have snatched this up, especially over the home kit for me. Really like it. Great attempt. 7th place, Brighton. 6th place, I've gone with Chelsea's effort here. They got a lot of design going on here with these kind of almost like spiderweb design with diamonds. Black, blue. I like it a lot. I like the collar, I like the sleeves, and then I like how the design is for the rest of the shirt. You got it looks like a strip of kind of gold for the outline of the night tick and for the badge, for the Chelsea badge. And then you got this white and kind of looks like a black for the Chelsea writing. I like it a lot. I like the design, I like the colours. I think they got the balance right. If I was a Chelsea supporter, I'd pick it up. I like it a lot. I think they've nailed it this season with the away and the home shirts. And it could have been higher on this one as well for me, but not a bad attempt. 6th place, Chelsea. 5th place, I've gone with Arsenal. I thought when I originally saw this might be my number 1. But then when I was going through my list, ranking them, it kind of fell a little bit. But it could have easily have gone higher. I love the light blue over the yellow. I think that works tremendously. Not a massive fan of the black stripes over it. I think it would have worked better if it was just the yellow and the blue. But I like the fact that they light blue for the Adidas, and then on the Arsenal badge itself, I think the balance of it, the black and the blue on the sleeves, and they've got these kind of mesh design for the yellow with the holes in it and the black. I think it'd have been better if it didn't have the black on it, but I like that blue bit on the tail of it at the bottom, and the yellow, as I said. But it'd have been better for me, and probably would have been higher if it didn't have the black on it. Great attempt though. It's definitely going to pop this season. And for a team like Arsenal needing an even bigger season this year, it's going to, I think, help attract eyes just alone on the colours and the brightness. Great attempt. Arsenal, 5th place. 4th place, it was the last kit I was waiting to drop before I dropped this, because, as well, this has just reminded me, I need to call out all you other football YouTubers out there, because you've all released your Premier League away ones, or the ones that have so far, your likes of your Fogdens and others to mention that I can't remember your names. You've all released these Premier League away kits. Most of you anyway. There's been 1 or 2 that have put it in their titles to make it and clarify it. But a lot of you have put ranking every away Premier League shirt. And you haven't got every Premier League away shirt because you released it earlier and a lot of these shirts weren't out. So you've got leaks of kits that might be the away kit. That's not every Premier League away kit. You're false advertising. Get it right, because you're lying to people. And that is why I haven't released mine till today, because I've been waiting for Sheffield United's one to get released. And it only got released, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Hence why I'm only uploading this now, because I don't want to lie to people and put leaked, rumoured kits out there, like a lot of you have done, like your Fogdens. I wanted to call that out because a lot of you are doing it, and I don't think it's right, because you're lying to people. 4th place, Sheffield United. They've gone with this yellow, black and red, and then the black for the badge and the area sponsor on it. It's simple. I don't know what the sponsor's going to be for the writing, but really like the neck on it. I like the sleeves with the red and the black, and then the yellow. I think it pops. Simple enough, not too complicated, and colourful enough. Great design, and add their home one high up on my rank as well. So great effort, home and away this season, from newly promoted Sheffield United. 4th place. But as I said, you YouTubers like Fogden and people that have got bigger channels and more followers than me, a lot more, stop lying to your audience. They might let you get away with it, but I notice things like that. Stop lying and putting you've got every kit in there when you haven't. West Ham, 3rd place. They've gone with that kind of burgundy and then the white and the black. Majority of it white with a white out West Ham badge on it and the white Umbro. The Betway sponsor I think works well enough, even though I'm not a fan of what that represents. I think the black on the white works. The JD on the side works with the black and the white for the balance, and the burgundy on the neck and the sleeves with the white works. It's a great balance, very simple, but I like it a lot. West Ham, 3rd place, very slick. 2nd place, I've gone with Newcastle United. As I said, I like the Castore brand since they've come into the game. Black and the white on the sleeves and the neck, again, big fan of it. I even like the patterns that they've got on the torso and the sleeves. And then the green, as I said, it's my favourite colour. And again, that noon yellow on it works for me. A lot of people don't like it, but I do. The black over the green for the Castore, the Cellar, and the Newcastle badge, I think it works beautifully. I think Newcastle are going to have a massive season, and with their home and away kits, I think they've nailed it. Could have easily been number 1 on this, but I've got them in at number 2. So this only leaves one team then, guys. It's the only thing they're going to win this season because they always bottle it, but they have won the away kit ranking for me, but it's the only thing they're going to win, and it's Tottenham Hotspur. You've got the white over that dark navy and this grey with like a darker blue on it, but not quite a navy. The AIA, I'm not a fan of, I never have been. But I think the badge over it, the Tottenham badge, works well, the crest, and then the Nike crest over it works. And then you've got this diamond effect, this sort of upside down triangle on the neck, which I like. I do like it a lot. I think it looks like that kind of shiny, soft fabric on it as well, which I'm a big fan of. I just think it's very smart. I like that grey blend in with it as well. But as I said, it's the only thing Tottenham are going to win. But I can't fault them for design on the away shirt. They've won the away shirt ranking. Let me know yours in the comments. As I said, you bigger football YouTubers need to stop lying to your fans. Stop releasing stuff early just to be the first ones to release it. When it's not even a full kit, it's a leaked kit. But you're lying to people in the title. Stop doing that. That's why I haven't done mine till today. Because I wanted to release it when all the kits had been released. Stop lying to people. Come over, subscribe, support. I'll catch you soon.